So I just figured I'd give you guys a little intro on the lawnmower here. Just kind of looking it over, picking it over, trying to see. I am completely unfamiliar with these mowers, okay? I mean, I understand zero-turn mowers. I've driven them and used them before. That's fine, but I'm saying with this particular model, this is a Craftsman ZTL 8000. It's got a Kohler 24 horse. Yeah, Kohler Courage 24 horse vertical shaft, which my sawmill actually has a Kohler 22 horse, I think, horizontal shaft. So kind of interesting that I have two Kohler engines on the farm now. But anyway, yeah, I was just looking over a couple things, trying to get familiar with it. I was trying to look for the starter solenoid to see if I could try to bump it and start the thing, because it doesn't have a key, so I've got to try to find a key online. And that's really what I was looking for was, it's a real generic key, I'm sure, and I was trying to find a serial number or something on the machine. It's got some numbers here under the seat, but I can't imagine that that's numbers for the seat itself. What I wanted to show you guys, a couple things that I'm going to look at first. Obviously, oil. It doesn't read any oil on the dipstick at all. I don't know that it has a low oil shutoff, but I'm guessing it probably does, considering my little cheapy water pumps from Harbor Freight have a low oil shutoff, so it's pretty easy to believe that something like this would as well. But here's the actual starter itself down in here. I can't really see a starter solenoid on it. That's the main cable from the battery. But I was going to see about trying to, jump the starter solenoid to bypass the key for right now. I mean, I can test the battery fine. The battery tests decent voltage. Could still have a dead cell in it, but what I was also looking at, I was going to show you guys, was these different pressure switches. And a lot of times that's what will make these machines mess up. In the seat here, okay, is that wire? And I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. You hear that clicking? So that is me pushing my thumb in the middle of the seat. If you stand up off the seat of this thing when it's running, that pressure switch opens and it will kill the engine. So there's a, part of your spark bypass, basically, or your spark plug runs through here, that if you stand up, it'll cut the power, it'll ground out or fault out your spark plug. There's also safety switches here in each one of these arms. So when you fold the arms up to get off the machine, it'll kick these out. These are kind of like those little pressure switch, the little PTO pressure switches on my tractor for high and low PTO. So there's at least those two. I would guess there's probably one in the actual PTO itself. I mean, here's your PTO on off. There may or may not be a switch loop inside of there that will cut the engine out if your PTO is, well, it shouldn't cut the engine out if the PTO is on or off, actually. Because obviously you can drive this thing around with the blades. Your PTO is basically just your blades in this case, so you could drive this thing around with the blades off or on. So that should not have a pressure switch in it. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it. Basically this thing, it wants to make sure that when you get on, that you sit down and stay in the seat. It doesn't have a seat belt, but it wants to make sure that you sit and stay in the seat and you keep these folded up right in front of you. Because that way, if you slam into something or you decide to stop all of a sudden, these handlebars, you catch yourself on. Whereas if you're riding around with them laid open, you're not really in control of the machine. So anyway, I'm not electrical testing anything today. Like I said, I'm just looking it around, trying to get familiar with it. I found some keys online that said they were Craftsman mower keys. They looked like a generic key. So, and they had, different serial numbers on them that said what machine they matched up with. But I didn't see anything that said a ZTL 8000, but I also saw this particular switch available for sale. So worst case is I can just take this switch, take this trim plate off, get to the back side of this switch, and put my own little push button on there for bypass for right now if I need to. But I can buy that switch as a replacement. I'm gonna try buying, heck, I might just buy a key switch combo. That's probably the best, actually. I'll buy a key switch combo, that way I know I've got them both, in case, because some people said that switch will actually go out, and that way I know that I've got a key and a switch. So yeah, that's going to be, you know, basically my course of action for right now to get this thing going. Start off, I got to get that key and switch. I've got to get some oil in it. I've got to make sure the battery's charged, and I'm probably going to drain out all the gasoline and put fresh gas in it, because he said it's been sitting for a year. Now there's a bottle of fuel stay bill right there. Whether or not he actually put it in the machine before he left it, I don't know. So I'll drain out all the gas, put fresh gas in it. Fresh gas, fresh oil, fresh battery, and we're gonna try to bump it. Oh, fresh key, I guess. Don't know that I'm gonna get that done today. Well, no, I'm not going to, but maybe I can at least go in the house and get that switch ordered. But like I said, I just wanted to tour you guys around a little bit, show it to you a little closer now that I got it home. The deck is a little rusted out, but I think it's certainly gonna work. I have not, you know, looked around underneath of it and checked the belts or pulleys or anything like that. So, oh, look at that. I brought a funnel home with it. I was looking at that and I was like, what in the world is that black shield down there? Oh, that's just a funnel that's just stuck just right. That sucker rode all the way. Oh, my dauber's got in there, but hey, look at that. Got me a new funnel too. Yeah. Okay. I think that's enough on the tour. I'll get around to this thing eventually and I'll let you all know.